Hello and welcome to Day by Day Action Journal. Today we are just going to have a walkthrough on what exactly is the Day by Day Action Journal. It is based on a concept called as acceptance and commitment therapy. I will just walk you through how I have tried to implement acceptance and commitment therapy in one single template of Notion. If you are not a Notion user, you don't have to worry. You can just look at these principles and you can use it in whatever tool you are using. It might be Roam Research, or it might be any other tool that you are using right now as your productivity system. It can be even pen and paper. So it doesn't matter what type of a tool you are using. What matters are the principles that goes behind the system that you are building. So the whole idea of this journal is to take action no matter what area where in life you are stuck and you want to take action, and that is where the journal comes into picture. So you don't even have to use it daily, but if you use it daily, it becomes a part of your day-to-day living, and you become much more these principles of acceptance and commitment therapy become inculcated in the way your behavior is in day-to-day life. Acceptance and commitment therapy is known as ACT, and you can learn more about this in our free workshop, which is available about acceptance and commitment therapy. There will be a link below, or it will be attached somewhere inside the Notion template. You can just go and have a look at our basics of ACT. In this journal, what I'm showing you is a premium template, but there is also a free template which is available, and you can use the free template. There is nothing different in the premium template. Only a couple of things are extra in premium template, and which doesn't really matter because those are like my voice videos which you can add yourself. It doesn't really makes any big difference between the free and the premium template. So I would say that use the free template. If you find that it is very useful to you, you can just upgrade it to premium just as a show of love to that you are like the template. That's all. Rest I'll just walk you through the template now. So you can see that this there is a contents section where there are so many different things. You don't have to get overwhelmed. The only part that we need to look at is the committed action. After all, why we are doing all this is so that we can take a committed action, and the committed action can be about anything. Now why we don't take committed action is because we are not clear. Either we are not clear about what is our goal, or we are not connected to the value that we want to live every day. We are taking a very big goal, and we are not able to dissect it, make it into proper chunks. So let's say my here I can say that my long term goal here I have taken is personal growth, and in health section, that is one of the areas. The goal which I have taken is to reduce my weight by 3 kgs. Okay, this is an older goal, but yeah, just as an example I have taken it. So reduce my weight by 3 kgs, and for that go for a walk for 5 minutes today. That is what my action is for today. So and it can be also eat healthy small salads. So this again also goes into personal growth and this goal, and this is also going into the same this of reduce my weight by 3 kgs. So once it is added, so you can see that it is already there in that. So how do we set the goals? First is by going into the smart goal template. Here only you can select a smart goal. I am sure a lot of corporates and all of them do this smart goal stuff, and you will find a lot of YouTube videos on this. There's a little bit of change here in the smart goal techniques that we use in acceptance and commitment therapy. The first step is to find out a guiding value. These are important is because most of the times we don't take action, and the moment we connect that to some kind of a value, we immediately take and bold action which is connected to value. And if you're not taking an action, let's say I have taken honesty as a value and I'm still not taking action, maybe honesty is not something I want to live as a value. I can change and try curiosity, right? And if with curiosity also I'm not able to do my research or something like that, let's say I am going to take generosity and ask help from people. So whatever is your action is constrained is because you're not taking a proper value, or a value is not making you take action. So there is no right or wrong value. Value is something that will move you into the space. Now we are just going to go deeper and deeper, dig deeper, as we are not taking action, why we are not taking action. And the moment we are going into much more deeper, we will understand why we don't take action, and the moment we understand why, we start taking action. So in the smart goal section, you can see that what is the smart goal. Write your smart goal here. So what is a smart goal? It is given specific, motivated by values. A is adaptive, it should be adaptive, it should be realistic, and it should be time framed. So I will not go into the details of that, you can see them once you have downloaded the template. Now what would be the most positive outcome of achieving this goal, right? So will help me manage my sugar spike, will make me more energetic. I have taken only one goal here, that is to reduce my weight by 3 kgs. And continuously you can take different goals that you want to do in your life. So here I have taken use 3 kgs in 3 months between January and March of 2023 by living the value of vitality. Here you can change the value if you want. Instead of vitality, if you want some another value, you can go into the template and you can choose that value there. So everything here is connected, and you can just change what you want to do with your value. So that can be definitely changed or added in that. Steps of smart goals. The definition of smart goals is here, and it is more or less similar to what is smart goal you are already aware of. Now here, first thing is connecting yourself to value, getting connected with one of the values that you want. Here you can also do this exercise of value exercise, which is already the link is given in the template. Then go into the smart value. What exactly smart goal, and how a smart goal is defined is like you have to make it very specific, measurable, and with time bound. So here you can just read that to reduce 3 kgs in 3 months between January and March of 2023 by living the value of vitality. So let's say instead of vitality you want to take any other value, you can take whatever value works for you. So that is how we start the identity. Then second is what is the benefit of doing that. So here I have written that will help me manage my sugar spikes and will make me more energetic. So these are the things that will benefit if I reduce 3 kgs. Now identifying your obstacles. What can be the different types of obstacles that will come into picture. So those you can write. One is the internal difficulties. What can be the external difficulties? Like I might have a lot of work, or the internal difficulties can be insecurity, eating through insecurity. Okay, and then you also plan how you try to deal with them. So you can so here you can use different skills of acceptance and commitment therapy, like unhooking or self-compassion, dropping the anchor, making a room, looking at self as a context. So there are so many different types of skills that are there in acceptance and commitment therapy. One of the skills which is useful right now in this particular situation, you can use that. Then step number 5 is to make a commitment. And making a commitment is nothing but you write down a committed statement, and now when you do that, you directly write it into a action here. So let's say I take one more action related to my health, that is to check my glucose daily. To check my glucose levels daily can be one of the thing. It again goes into the same work and it again goes into growth and health. And the smart goal is again reduce my weight by 3 kgs. So there is nothing difference here. All of them are from the same quarterly goal, that is to reduce my goal by 3 kgs. So yearly goal can be 10 kgs or 20 kgs, whatever, but my quarterly goal is 3 kgs. Keep a rational goal, don't keep a huge goal unnecessarily. So this is how it is there, and then you can connect it to a value. Let's say I am taking a value of courage, so it gets attached to the value of courage. So every action is connected to some kind of a value. If you're not taking that action, you go and check and recheck the value and change the value. Simple. Now it is not just changing the value and taking action. There are a couple of different things that will go into the background here. So once you are connected the smart goal, here you can see all of them, right? So in the smart goals of quarterly section, you will see all the quarterly details. This is reduce my weight by 3 kgs. Let's say another goal I have is to build a course for sleep. Okay, so sleep with CBTI. So I'm going to use something like that and do a CBTI thing. So that is one. Then also I want to add another action, that is do research on CBTI sleep. That is another action which is gone. Now here the insomnia or sleep related thing, because that is something which I am targeting next after my weight. Now all these are related to health, so but also related to finance, because I'm going to make a course out of it, just like I'm selling this template, right? So more or less all are interconnected. Yeah, so the next section is areas of life. You can write down different areas of life. What I right now currently use of finance, most of them things are there. Hobbies, so let's say there is no hobbies and you want to add hobbies here, so hobbies can be another thing. Now once you add a hobby there, you can change it here also. Let's say I want to read 10 books, so this is a quarterly goal and it comes under hobbies. Okay, and the smaller goal or action would be one book every 2 weeks. Me to finish one book every 2 weeks. I have to finish a lot of books, but then maybe books like pattern language. Yeah, so now the next section is diffuse, how you can diffuse the thinking. Now sometimes what happens is all the thoughts get connected, and when we are not taking action, we are sitting right in front of the computer, but we are not taking any action, is because we are diffused with all our thoughts and our actions, and everything is completely dabbled. So here is a small exercise of diffusion, so you can listen to the exercise here, or you can make your own exercise of diffusion. You already know a couple of techniques of acceptance and commitment therapy, you are already skilled to use them, so you can add that here. This is like a compilation of all the skills that go into acceptance and commitment therapy, and it becomes very easy for you to go and just have a look at all the skills that are possible. Now the again I am going to attach here is my beliefs. This is the belief gallery. There will be a lot of beliefs that come or pop up before going to the diffusion section, so the belief can be I have too much of work, or I'm not good enough, or whatever I do I need to do it perfectly. So you can add whatever is your belief. Let's say I need to do everything perfect. Okay, this can be a belief, and it might be a helpful belief, it might not be a helpful belief, whatever the belief is, but that if that belief is not making you take action, so you need to diffuse that from what diffusion does is it diffuses yourself from the thought that is connected with you so strongly that you are not taking action. The next section is values. We have already looked at a lot about values, but here you can here there is a small value exercise which you can This is just a daily check-in ritual of your values. So you can just have this is a small exercise where you get connected with the values that you want to live today. This link will take you to the value exercise. You can figure out there are nearly 60-70 different types of values. You can select one of them. So if you just click on this, it should ideally go to, so it will take you to the value exercise. So there are different types of values. You can select one of them and you can figure out which is very quiet, not so important, and you can select one of the values from all this. Hopefully by the time you will get this template, it will be streamlined or done something with differently. Then of course there is something called as acceptance. Now acceptance does not mean that whatever it is like that I am going to accept it. Acceptance is much more in acceptance and commitment therapy. Acceptance in act is not like, I'm accepting everything what is happening. So that's not how acceptance is. Acceptance here is more like my thoughts and feelings, whatever they are coming, I'm ready to accept them as they are and as they are not. So you are not trying to struggle. That's you are accepting that you are not going to struggle with these emotions or try to change them. Now the whole problem starts is because how we are applying all the tools that we are, see, now this is a tool, now this is trying to solve your problem, so you cannot apply the same strategy internally, right, with your emotions. And that is what we all do. We tend to use the external, how we apply problem solving to external problems. In the same way we try to apply the same problem solving solutions to our internal problems. So we try to fight, struggle with our emotions, try to change them, try to manipulate them, and all that falls flat. And that is the reason why acceptance becomes very, very important. So if you are not taking any action, I'm sure whatever is the thought or the feeling that is going on at the background, and you just have to maybe do the small exercise on acceptance and look at what is the thought or the emotion that is coming right now. It can be I'm overwhelmed, it can be I'm not taking action because I'm experiencing anxiety right now. So whatever is that action, that whatever is that feeling, you can accept that. And I've given one small exercise. There are hundreds of exercises in acceptance and commitment therapy. I've just added one exercise. You can add whatever exercise you like in this section, and it is very easy to change or manipulate this template. You just have to duplicate it. Once you duplicate it, everything will come into your Notion, this thing, and you can edit and change it. Then contacting the present moment, most of the times what happens is our mind either goes into the past or the future. We start thinking about how I'm going to do all this stuff, etc., etc., or it is going and roaming into the past, that I haven't completed, I should have done that, I could have done that. And that is how you can completely change the and touch the present moment and come back again. Then self as a context, looking at self as a context, this is something you can do maybe weekly once or something like that, where you are looking at yourself from a different perspective. And it is like you bring a meta awareness, you bring awareness about awareness, that into the picture. So that's all. So you can also you can have your own personal act philosophy. What challenges you to really fire up, what impacts, you can write them down here in this section, that what really exactly are these questions you can manage. So that's all. This is a interesting template that I have been using from a year, in fact 2 years now. And it makes me do certain things. I actually take certain actions, etc., etc. You can also opt in for our digital postcard, that is on our website. You can just click here, and if you want a digital postcard, which we send nearly weekly, sometimes, and sometimes it takes time, but we try to be consistent with that. And so this is our first template of Notion. We had even shipped it last year, and we are doing this again this year with a couple of changes. So you can download the free version for free, and you can go for the premium version if you want a small exercises in my voice, which is not at all necessary, but you definitely can give it a try for the free version. So thank you so much.